Welcome to Shomach Shova on the Daf, your sponsor, Lur Nishmas, Ayin B'Yakov Sholem, Milabas Yitzchok. We're holding Bava Basra, Daf Chov Zayin. The Gemara in Amud Aleph regarding the cheshbon of how much distance for a tree you need to have, and how does that apply to the Mishnah. The Gemara brings that Kama Meruba Yoser Aleigul Revia. Brought down a few places in Shas. A square is greater than a circle by a quarter. The area of the square is more than a circle by a quarter. Now, as the Rishonim and Gedoylei Adoros already point out, this number is not exact, because this number of the Gemara is based on how we figure out how do you get to the circumference of a circle. The Gemara holds that whatever the diameter is, you triple it, and that's the circumference. And based on that, we can compare a circle to a square. So the Rishonim already point out that the number is not exact, because we know that to get from the diameter to the circumference, you have to multiply it not by 3, but by a little bit more than 3. It's 3.14, etc., which is called today pi. So Chazal's numbers that we're referring it here, the Gemara in Eruvin, the Gemara in Sukkah, the Chor are not exact. But says the Rambam in Pirusha Mishnayos and Eruvin, we know that pi is called the irrational number. It's not a number that we actually can grasp, because it's an infinite decimals. Says the Rambam, because we don't really have the number, Chazal gave us an approximate number. They made a full number over here, and that's what is soymech when you deal with Dinei Torah. The Tashbitz in Tshuva has a very, very long arichus about this. And he goes on in one place and says, how Chazal came and gave something which is not a real number. So he says the following, he says, so that was the Kabbalah of Chacham Yisrael. That's part of Aloch Moshe Sinai, to do it this way. The Torah was not given to Malachi Ashuras, so we can't go into numbers that we can rational. And that's why the Gemara in Eruvin learns the cheshbon from Yam Shel Shloimeh, because we need a pasuk to teach me how it is, to tell me what's the way we're supposed to go with. And that's what the Maharal, and Chidush Gurar, the Chidush Halacha of the Maharal, Maseches Eruvin, he brings the same thing on Eruvin Daf Yudalet. And the Maharal says, this cheshbon, you can never get to the exact cheshbon. And Yimele, the Torah is teaching you, based on the Yam Shel Shloimeh, that we're going with an approximate number. The Torah gives you that measurement, that the circle you figure out based on a multiple of 3, and based on that you do all the other cheshbonos. That's what's brought down in Gedoylei Poskim of the late generations. The Aruch HaShulchan Yerideh Siman Lamed writes, Av she'ein hacheshbon medukdok, kach lefi chachmei hamidus, v'kol kol haTorah gozro limdoi doifen zeh. And he explains the Gemara in Eruvin like the Maharal says. And the Mishnah Berurah in the Sha'ar Tzion Siman Shinayin Beis Ois Yud Ches also concludes and says, V'ulaya mekubale misinai sheyesh lismoich al hashurim ha'ele apishurei Torah. And the Chazon Ish, or Chaim Siman Kuf Lamed Ches Ois Daled, also says that the shiurim as Aloch L'Moshe Sinai, to come and do it in a way which we are able to do, with the way Chazal knew what to do. And he adds one more line, Ulesoid ha'pnimius. There's also a soid pnimi, that we do it this way. And that's what Chazal gave us. So what Chazal is referring to is really brought down in the Sefer HaKabbalah, that the fact that we say that a merub is yoser min ha'ikol revia is coming to miram is in yonim mekabbalah. But to give us a little bit of a taste, a little bit of a havana, of what is the reason we really can't figure out the exact number. What's the pshat that relationship between the circle and the square is something that we're not able to grasp? We can understand it based on the Yesod, I mentioned Sukkah, from my Rebbe Ramosh Shapiro Zatzal. And he explained the following. What is the depth of the difference between a circle and a square? A circle, the minute you start drawing the circle, you know exactly how the circle is going to look like. There's no bchira, there's no free will, there's no movement. The circle is the same round line the whole time. But when we talk about a square is a straight line that then makes a left, then it makes another left, or goes to the right. It's something which changes. It's a kav, it's a line, which is not predetermined. In other words, the circle is the way the world looks like. The creation of the world is determined. Rabbi Chazal brings brought down the Yerushalmi. Every item in the world is circle. Stones are circle, trees are circular, animals and creatures are circular, because they express the circle. It's determined, that's what it is. But the square represents the Adam. The Adam who has a Bechira Chofshis, has a free will. He's a straight line. It could go to the right, it could go to the left. It's not predetermined. That's how human beings create items that are square. You create a table, a chair, it can be square. That's the mile of a human being. He has the ability to create a square. Now we know that in the world we have a little bit of a contradiction. Mitzad Echad, we have free will. Adam has free will to do what he wants. Mitzad Sheni, the world is set. HaKadosh Baruch Hu created the world. All of machshava and everything is known from the beginning. That's the great question that we should discuss of Yediyah B'chira. Meaning, Mitzad Echad, the Adam is in control. Mitzad Sheni, the world has a path it has to go to. And the answer the Rambam tells us is, even though we know they're both true, but we can't really understand it. We know what we have. We know that we have free will. We have the world of the square. Hi, there's a circle around us. The circle means that the whole world around is a circle and we're living in the circle. That's beyond our comprehension, how that thing connects to us. So I heard from Adam Chashuv that is the pshat, that the circle is an infinite number. The circle is a irrational number. The relationship of the circle and the square is never exact, because we don't really know the relationship between the Bechira Chofshis and the Yediyah of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. How a human being is living in a circular world, and how these two things coexist. We don't have a grasp fully in the circle of the world. All we know is the square, that Adam, the Bechira Chofshis of the Adam. So when we are using and we're talking about squares and circles in the Gemara, it's never an exact number, because we don't really have a full grasp in the concept called circle. Dvarim amukim me'od. Anyone who wants to join the Shomachshava email list to Hotzer Group, please email shomachshava@gmail.com.